Welcome to another episode. So, it is time to get back to work on the Lexus. We have a lot to do, so we're gonna well, we're already loaded up, but we're gonna head for Tim's, start cracking on some things. Definitely have some things to look at. In addition to the oil pressure issue that we were having at the track, Tim took it for a ride and the oil pressure was actually good, so we're wondering if maybe it was just running too hot. So we're going to address that. But also it started giving him clutch issues, so we're going to have to look at that. Got a back seat full of parts, so there's a lot to do, so let's get moving. Okay, hard at work. Tim's been working on the clutch, but then is easily distracted by adorable things. All the adorable things. So while he was doing that, I started on these. We're finally putting them in. So the plan right now is just to make sure they fit in there good, get them put in, and then when we paint the car, take them apart and color match them to what the car is going to be. It's the idea at this point, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to get them put in and actually have mounted headlights. These have had a rough go. That one really wasn't held in there by much. You see, broken. They've had a rough life, so it was definitely time to get them changed out. So a little bit ricey, but that's kind of our style, really. So I dig them. Get them put in. That looks so much better. Let's get the bumper thrown on and get the full effect. Alright, so much better. Still need to do fog lights, well, turning lights, but I have a plan for those. Just gotta have the funds to pull it off. But man, that looks so much better. Still gotta get the halos and all that, the ricey stuff wired in, but they're in there. Yeah, I'll toss in a clip what they look like after dark when they're all hooked up, if I remember, which, 50-50 on that one. Ignore the horrifically dirty status of this thing right now. If anybody watching this in the Northeast can attest, the pollen in the air right now is just insane. You can wash your car and it looks like that the next day. So we'll get it cleaned up, but for now this project is done. Okay, I got in here to address this issue. So this bolt had loosened up and then the heat had its way with this. So this is going to be getting remade and this is going to get double nutted. This car just vibrates. We've been finding a lot of loose stuff, so a lot of vibration. And then Tim sent me down the rabbit hole while I'm in here of why the turn signals don't return on their own. Like, you flip them on, do your turn, and they just stay on. So it turns out this ring here needs to be connected to the hub. Like, it's just free spinning. That is your return. So while I'm in here, I'm going to get this connected to the hub so that when the hub spins, this ring spins, and then we should have proper turn signals again. Okay, so Tim's working on that. We're putting a pin in it to hold that ring. I have double nutted this, so hopefully it doesn't come loose. If it does, I'll get nylon nuts, but I just don't have any. The fit, it's a little worse for wear. It definitely doesn't sit nice and flat like it used to, but that's okay. It's still gonna do the job for now, and I have some ideas on how to make this better. So for now, this will still work until I get another reprinted to go on there. Okay, all back together and with no broken tabs for the second time in a row. That's not an easy thing to do. So get this back on here. Something neither of my SCs have ever done. Look at that. It works. Small victories, right? That's awesome. Okay, next project this. Pull the taillights, pull in the bumper, so we can try to make this a shape again. If you don't know, Matt Knapp and I like to get together on track. And it's not the first time. You know, that's a risk we take. So I'm gonna try to get that straightened back out. It's not terrible. I didn't really see it as a reason to cut the car up yet. I mean, this side's still beautiful. So if we can get that back into a shape that's acceptable, I'll be happy with it. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get it. It is by no means perfect, but considering when the hit happened, I don't think I even have a picture of it. But this was all just pushed in, like way in. So it's sort of the shape again. I know the paint being destroyed still makes it look a bit worse than it is. This these can get pushed back down. These go down here. Stuff that's not there anymore. Yeah, this was all pushed way in here, like way in here. So I think that's not bad. I'm definitely gonna try to get my heat gun on this to push it back out. And I think after that, it's just, you know, get some paint on it, make it one color again, and call it good enough. It's a drift car. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not going to drive myself nuts trying to make it perfect, considering it's probably going to happen again. It needs to be decent. I'll accept decent. Back to work. So, since we got the back end sort of sorted out, it's prep time. I'm working back here. We're going to take this all back apart, get the lights and everything out, get the bumpers off, and come around here. Tim's getting started on the prep on this side where a minivan swiped the side of the car, got the door, the corridor, the fender, like it just went front to back, just right down the whole side of the car. So that's pretty rough. I'm doing back here, getting this done. We're gonna get up there where it hit the barrier. It's time to make the car pretty again. A sacrifice is being made. So to get the bumper off, I need to get this all out of the way. Some of the bolts are hidden down in here. It's the first time I've ever had to take this out, and I don't think I'm going to be putting it back in. I've left it because I've never needed to get under it, and it was just a cool thing to kind of have there. But it's a race car, so some sacrifices got to be made, right? So if you know anybody that wants one of those, I don't know if it works or not, free to a good home. Alright, we're rocking. So there's no real big reveal. It's going to be about the same color. Very close, if not the same color. But I got some ideas for some other stuff that will be revealed. So this is going to be quick and dirty. It's a drift car paint job. It's not going to be a $1 billion show quality finish, but it's going to be a lot better than it was. So the bumpers are off, skirts are off, fenders are off, all the lights are out. Just have to strip the rest of the stuff off the back bumper and start getting emblems off. Flash to my house, and I've got the bumper here with me. We did most of it with Tim's handheld sander, and now to get in the small areas, I have this guy. So apparently that's the equivalent of somewhere around 180 to 200 grit, but spinning at 10,000 RPMs. I use that to get in. When they originally did this, this is the factory paint. Like, it's still nice and smooth. It doesn't look like they did any prep on this at all. So after a couple of bumps and twists and moving around, this side actually hit a raccoon and then hit a wall. So this was all just coming off. So I'm gonna pick as much of it off as I can, take the sander to what I can't, and you know, just do what we can. Okay, I think that's as good as it's getting. I got all the loose stuff off I could get. Everything is sanded. It looks nice and smooth now because it's wet. I rinsed all the dust off of it, but that's ready to go back to Tim's. Okay, next thing is side skirts. So these have been with me since I bought my first SC. They were originally off a green car. Maybe this side would be better with the light. Not really. Anyway, they were originally off a green car. They've been spray painted a couple of times, matte black, and they're about to get spray painted again. But at least this time, I'm actually gonna wash them first. Okay, big reveal moment. The other color for the car, neon yellow, or gloss citrus green. That's yellow. I don't give a shit what this can says. That is yellow. But yeah, skirts. The lip is gonna be the same color, and a few other spots on the car, and I got some other things planned to spice it up a bit too. And we're back at Tim's again. Taking a break from the paint prep though. Gonna mount an AccuSum finally. And there's an oil cooler on the way, so the whole idea for the next event is to keep this thing cool. Pretty sure the oil pressure issues were just, it was too hot. So do what we can to keep the temps down and go from there. Okay, update. We've got crossbar, a couple of riv nuts on each side. It's not tightened down yet. Everything's just kind of finger tight in. A couple of plates underneath, again with riv nuts. These just have to be welded, but I wanted to get the spacing sorted out. So that's where it's gonna sit. Back up here, right in there. And then it'll be behind all of this, so it'll have this for protection. So if we get through that to that, we've probably got bigger problems.
I appreciate it though.
Okay, prep is pretty well done. Got a couple small things left to do, so I'm gonna end this one off here. So the last time you're gonna see the car looking like this. I'm not gonna show any more of it until it's done and back together. So thanks for watching, see you in the next one.